When it comes to providing folks with some of gaming's best today, the PS4 has become the place to be. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be looking over some of the very best owned for the PlayStation 4.
Do I feel my ears burning?
For this list, we've picked the biggest must-have games for the PS4 player, as of the time of this video's release, of course. Also note that we've decided against the inclusion of re-releases like The Last of Us, so as to focus on those that were intended to come out on the PS4 from the start.
What do you expect?
Number 10, Ratchet & Clank.
Possession of an illegal gravity repulsor?
Operation of a black market accelerator?
Willful disruption of the space-time continuum?
That is a funny story.
You're reckless, you're a loose cannon, and you're dangerous.
This game, based on the movie, based on the game, took the franchise about the lovable mechanic and his robot buddy back to where it all began. While the film certainly didn't change people's views on video game movies, it did lead to the creation of one of the duo's most polished and action-packed adventures to date, in terms of video games, that is.
Yeah, it's pretty good, if you like all CG.
With many of the original worlds and characters getting full-on updates to their designs, we were also treated to classic weapons like the Groovitron returning, as well as new additions like the Pixelizer. Add to that the hilarious dialogue, and you have one of the PlayStation heroes' very best.
Halo drop into Scourge City, fire a whole mess of bullets, and take Drake into custody so we can be home in time for waffles.
Number 9, Rocket League. This unique and innovative sports game has taken the gaming community by storm, partly due to it being free for PS Plus users in the month of its release. Since then, Rocket League has only grown thanks to the many thrilling matches we've played with our friends, both online and on the couch. While the idea of replacing football/soccer players with cars is hilarious, it actually proved to be a unique concept, forcing players to not only drive fast, but also think fast as well. With a wide variety of modes to play from, and new ones constantly being added, it's a must-have for those of you who are geared up to take the cup. Number 8, Overwatch. As the new team-based shooter designed by Blizzard, Overwatch opened the doors to yet another brand new world of theirs, full of fast-paced action. Set in a futuristic Earth after a great war with machines, you and your teammates play as one of the unique characters from this world in order to partake in various missions against opposing players. What makes each match thrilling is how each player contributes to their team by utilizing the unique aspects of their character and how they can be used to get the edge over the opposition. With so many engaging battles to partake in, you'll be spending hours just to see your team in the winner's circle one more time.
I play to win! One for my highlight reel.
Number 7, Battlefield 1. Talk about turning something old into something new. This latest entry to the explosive FPS series gave us a much different look at the Battlefield franchise, as it took us all the way back to the world-changing event that was the Great War. Not only were we given an action-packed campaign that looked at some of the war's most significant battles from unique perspectives, but we also got to experience our own war stories, with multiplayer matches reaching up to 64 players. The game also managed to reproduce a relatively authentic World War I experience thanks to its realistic guns, vehicles, and war zones.
Every once in a while, we push hard enough that the light breaks through the clouds, and a world beyond the war glimmers.
Number 6, FIFA 17.
Okay guys, a new season, a fresh start.
For those of you who like to keep your football/soccer at its roots, this latest edition of the long-running sports series gives you just that and a lot more. As the first in the franchise to use the stunning Frostbite 3 engine, the bar was set even higher thanks to the inclusion of some new attacking techniques as well as an active intelligence system being better implemented.
Trying to find Muller. It's Thomas Muller who scored here. No surprise in that.
What ended up being the biggest surprise, though, was the introduction of a story mode, in which you follow a young up-and-coming player known as Alex Hunter, as you journey with him and his team through the Premier League, engaging in player-driven choices that are actually similar to those found in Mass Effect.
Oh, sure, Lily. Like, you're just a one-man army out there, aren't you?
Number 5, Doom. a welcome return of one of the industry's biggest game changers. This newest entry to the legendary shooter managed to capture the fast-paced action that made the original Doom a classic, while also bringing with it many of today's FPS facets, but not too many. As you journey through the abandoned Mars base and surface of Hell, you'll not only come across plenty of demonic monsters, but also a wide arsenal which you'll use to send them packing. With new inclusions such as upgrades, takedowns, and an amazing soundtrack, you have a truly epic game to blow off some steam with, as well as limbs. Number 4, Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
Are you
Dr. Emmerich?
Snake?
The Metal Gear series has definitely been a huge selling point for multiple PlayStation consoles, and Phantom Pain really isn't any different. As the capper to Hideo Kojima's long run on the masterfully created series, Phantom Pain took everything to a whole new level thanks to the addition of a large open world, companions, and the opportunity to really customize how you want to proceed with the game's many missions.
I expect you'll become quite familiar with those binoculars as you plan your next move. How and where you make it, well, that's up to you.
While admittedly the story was rather underwhelming and unfinished, it didn't take away from how this game managed to push the stealth action genre to new heights.
Was Ralph really an accident? Or did Eli just rig it to stir up the boys? Either way, he had to have been planning for this all along.
Number 3, The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt.
Aha! A defender of the downtrodden. Greetings.
While the first and second Witcher games sadly never found their way onto a PlayStation console, CD Projekt Red finally opened their doors to PlayStation owners with arguably their best in the series. Set in a fantasy world during a great war, you play as the Witcher Geralt of Rivia as he embarks on a quest to save his former pupil Ciri from the dark forces known as the Wild Hunt.
We'll find her.
I know we will.
Not only was much of the combat reconfigured to be much more user-friendly to console players, but the world was scaled to be larger than ever and filled with plenty of unique quests and characters that shifted the world and its people's own stories.
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
Uh-huh, and I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
Number 2, Bloodborne. While the debate as to whether Dark Souls 3 should be given the pick was close, in the end, Bloodborne ended up taking the spot due to its exclusivity on the PS4. Set in and around the city of Yharnam, you play as a hunter on the night known as The Hunt, seeking an entity known as Pale Blood. In order to bring an end to the city's suffering, you must fight your way through some of gaming's most horrific and deadliest beasts. Not only is the game's setting one of the most gothic we've seen to date, but the added inclusions of such things as trick weapons and faster gameplay made this one nightmare we won't soon be forgetting.
Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
There goes the fountain! Get guns on him!
Patience.
Number 1, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End.
Nate, this is retirement money.
When it comes to showing off the best of what Sony has to offer, Naughty Dog is at the very front of the pack. As the developer's last ride with the charming adventurer Nathan Drake, Naughty Dog gave us yet another incredible journey, as Nate is reunited with his brother to finish the hunt they started for the biggest pirate treasure the world has ever seen.
Great. Over $400 million worth of gold and jewels, all from one single ship.
Not only did we get one of video games' finest conclusions, but we were also treated to some of the best action set pieces to grace video games. With new mechanics like vehicles and the grappling hook helping to launch Drake's adventure to new and thrilling heights, you'd be foolish to miss out on this.
Don't necessarily need an invitation, per se.
Yeah, and where are you gonna get the money to outbid all the high rollers? I could take a second mortgage out on my house and it still wouldn't be enough to, Yeah, you're gonna try and steal it, huh?
Do you agree with our list?
That is correct, my industrious friend.
What PS4 games do you think are a must-have?
You didn't make the cut.
For more on the latest video game top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Is there a problem?
No, just how do you make it go?